Hello guys, welcome back to the Forex channel, the WillssFX channel. Today I'm going to talk about should you get funded in Forex trading? Should you take the leap, go for a prop firm, trade their capital and get that profit split? Or second option, do you build up your own capital, build up from a small account to a larger account by consistently profiting and using compound interest to grow your own Forex account? And obviously there is no right way to go about this. Every option does actually make sense for every single person, but there are certain scenarios where this will be different. I'm going to go through the pros and cons of each one and personally what I think you should actually do. Before we start the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow my Instagram down below, and like the video if you do enjoy it. But let's get back to the video. Okay, so the pros of a funded account. Firstly, once you've actually passed the challenge and the verification, so a lot of them require 10% for the challenge, 5% for the verification. And then once you have actually done this, you can go ahead and trade that funded account. A lot of them offer you an 80% or 70% profit split in return from the profits you've actually made that month, or bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks you do actually get the profit splits. Obviously this will vary per prop firm, so obviously do your research before you actually take it and see which one's the best value for money, which is going to give you the best chance of making the most profit. And one of the main pros with prop firms is the low risk. Let's say you buy a $100,000 account. With this $100,000, it only costs around $400 to actually take the challenge. I'd say only take the challenge if you are consistently profitable of making over 10% per month, because for the challenge you need to make at least 10% per month. If you can't do that normally before taking it, then you have no chance with the added pressure of the actual challenge. So there's no point even attempting it, in my opinion. It will just be a waste of money. But the pro of this is once you've passed, you get that refund. I'm pretty sure all of them do actually offer this. So when you pass, that $400 gets refunded back to you on your first payout. So the first time you get a withdrawal from the profit splits, they do refund your initial deposit. And then after this, all of the profits, all of the account is then risk-free. Let's say you go past the daily loss limit. It doesn't matter, you don't owe any money to them. But let's say it's your own Forex account. Those losses are yours. That's coming from your capital. But if you're losing their capital or their demo account capital, a lot of them actually are now, then it doesn't affect you in any way. You've got your $400 back already, then it is totally risk-free. So it's kind of a no-brainer to actually do it. If you have the skill set and you have the discipline to actually follow the rules set on the funded challenges, then go for it. It's pretty much free money. It's like going to an ATM every single day and just pulling out more money, taking money out of the markets. And obviously I know it is not easy to pass. I read a statistic somewhere one of the funding companies actually released, and I think they said around 98% of people actually fail the challenges. I don't know if it is just the lack of education for most people in the markets. They're learning from pyramid schemes, people that just flash the lifestyle and draw you in with the money aspect of trading and not the actual learning and education side of it. But obviously that is very common, and that's why Forex and the whole foreign exchange market has such a high failure rate for retail traders. And people just don't know whether they're getting the right education. They don't know who to believe. And yeah, it's very hard to get into the right group of traders in Forex. And now we're going to move on to the cons of a funded account. And I'd say probably the main one is you have rules to stick to. You have that 5% daily loss. You have that 10% overall loss, I'm pretty sure, that you have to stick to, and you can't break those rules. If you break those rules, you violate the rules, the account is gone. You've broken it, the account is no longer valid for you to actually trade. I mean, you could probably still trade it, but you won't get your profit split, I'm sure of that. And I think some of them do have some weird equity rules where you can't have floating loss to offset your profits or something like that. I don't actually trade funded, so I don't really know what some of them actually are. The ones I've actually personally used are FTMO, Funding Talent, which is no longer about, and my Forex funds. They're the ones I've personally used. And I could do a review of each one on my channel if you guys would like to see that, if it would be something you guys are interested in. then I can do that. But I'd say, based on my experience, FTMO does seem the most reliable. They've got track record, I think 2 or 3 years now, and there's obviously constantly new ones coming onto the scene. And if they don't have reviews, they don't have people showing profits and withdrawals from them, then you might as well be a bit skeptical of it. The pros of actually trading your own account kind of ties in with the cons of having a funded account, is you don't have any rules. I could take a 10% loss and not lose my whole account. You'd only lose 10% of the account. I mean, granted, it's not great to lose 10%, but then you can still trade and make back those losses. But with a funded account, once you've actually made those losses, you then have to take another challenge, another verification, and then trade again. And that can take, on some of them, minimum 20 days, 30 days to actually do that before you can then trade another funded account, which, isn't great. Let's say it's your main source of income through a funded account, and then you forget to set a stop loss, let's say, for an example. Everyone should set a stop loss, but and then you violate the rules. Then your income is completely gone. From a personal account, worst case scenario, you lose some of the capital in the account, and then you can just withdraw the capital that's in the account already. So it's not like you just lose everything because you made one mistake. You still have the rest of the account balance to actually trade and withdraw at any time. But obviously the issue with having a personal account is you have to have a decent amount of money to make a decent amount of money. Now, let's say you're making 10% per month, and the average salary in the UK is, let's say, £2,000 per month, as an example. Don't know how accurate that is, but then with that account, you've got to be having at least £20,000 in the account to actually, make that £2,000 per month. And a lot of people don't have 20 grand saved up. I think the average net worth in the UK is actually negative figures. People have student debt, they have credit card debt, they have mortgage debt, and they just don't have savings to actually trade from. It's easier when you're younger. The younger you are, the easier it is for trading, because you can pick up things quicker. Let's say you're 50, you've been doing a certain job your whole life. It will obviously be harder to get out of that cycle, learn new things, and then not have an income while you're learning to trade. But when you're young, you have no risks. You don't have children, you don't have bills to pay, let's say, or they'll be cheaper because you don't have family to feed or anything like that. Obviously, there are some cases where you actually do have to do that, but I'm talking for the average human. But I'd personally say, if you don't have the capital, if you don't have at least 20-30 grand savings or money that you can afford to lose to put into a trading account, then definitely go and get funded. I have an FTMO affiliate link in the description down below. If you guys do sign up to FTMO, I do get a percentage if you guys sign up with my link. It does help out the channel. But yeah, what I personally do, I'd get a funded account. I wouldn't go straight in for the $400,000 funded account. I'd go for maybe 50,000, 100,000, because it's not a massive amount of money to actually take these challenges. And then what you can do with the profits from those challenges, then buy more, build a big account. I think you can scale up to £2 million or $2 million actually scaling these funded accounts. And then once you've done this with the profits, then you can either pay the bills that you have or put it all into your own personal account, grow them side by side, and hopefully personal account will overtake the balance that is in your funded account. And that's obviously the goal. Trade from your own personal funds, because that funding company could close down next week. What's going to happen then? You're going to have no income if you spend it all. But if you invest it all, put it all into your own personal account, that's going to grow, it's going to compound, you're going to get rich, and then you're going to be 7-figure, 8-figure Forex trader. That's always the aim. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.